So who is Guru Laghima, the wisest airbender to ever live? Laghima was an air nomad guru, renowned poet who lived at the Northern Air Temple around 3829 BG. He discovered the secret to weightlessness, which allowed him to unlock the airbending ability of flight. This pretty much allowed Laghima to become untethered from the earth and to live the last 40 years of his life without ever touching the ground. His writings and philosophy were very influential and continued to be studied for thousands of years, most notably by Zahir. He was regarded as one of the most influential philosophers in world history. Avatar Yangchen called Laghima the air nomad's most legendary guru, and according to Zahir, he was the wisest airbender who ever lived. Guru Laghima grew up at the Northern Air Temple at a time when the four nations had not yet been formed. He began writing poetry about subjects such as instinct and illusion and had at least one philosophical rival, Guru Shokin. He eventually relocated to live alone on a mountain near the Northern Air Temple. At some point, Laghima discovered the secret to weightlessness by relinquishing his earthly attachments. Having already become famous by this point, Laghima was visited by a young airbender who wanted to ask him about the quest for wisdom. The guru answered the visitor's questions while he wrote down all he said. The master ultimately argued that wisdom is formless. Having concluded their exchange, Laghima began to slowly levitate upward, much to the young airbending pilgrim's amazement. Although the detail of Laghima's life had become unclear in the face of the disappearance of air nomad culture from public knowledge, it was later said that having discovered flight, Laghima lived the last 40 years of his life untethered from the earth. It is thus possible that meeting with the young pilgrim was the last moment in his life when he stood on the ground. Guru Laghima's poetry and writing were extremely influential and were later grouped together in at least one collection known as Poems of Laghima. This book also included a retelling of Laghima's exchange with the young pilgrim about wisdom. He remained well known not just among the air nomads but also in the Earth Kingdom, and this philosophy remained much more popular and well known than that of his rival Shokin. The Pearls of Laghima was a collection of essays written over the generations to interpret his teachings. Avatar Yangchen was among those who studied Guru Laghima's writings, in addition to the works of Shokin, and she thought highly of his philosophy. The mountaintop where he had lived was named Laghima's Peak in his honor, and several caves located 2 miles from the Northern Air Temple are adorned with statues of Laghima, along with other influential monks. Laghima's poetry survived the 100-Year War, which ended nearly 4,000 years after his death. Over time, however, the truth about his achievements was lost, and his abilities were dismissed as children's stories and legends. Even Tenzin himself, being a renowned airbending master, didn't believe in Laghima's ability to fly. Nevertheless, Laghima's literature profoundly impacted Zahir, who used his poem about the false nature of instinct to realize that basing expectations of reality on what was immediately observable blinded oneself from the possibilities of something new coming to light. Consequently, he believed that the guru had truly discovered the ability of flight, and after gaining airbending, Zahir attempted to obtain the ability himself. Zahir also recited excerpts from Laghima's poems several times, such as to several White Lotus sentries outside his cell prior to escape, and to Iki while on Air Temple Island after finding a locket bearing Laghima's image. While presenting the mission of the Red Lotus to Korra and Jaibao's grove, Zahir quoted Guru Laghima and stated that new growth cannot exist without the destruction of the old. Following Plea's death, Zahir was able to let go of his final earthly tether, unlocking the ability of flight on top of Laghima's peak. As a result, the guru's abilities were no longer dismissed as legends, and I'm pretty sure his most famous quote, which allowed Zahir to finally unlock the ability to fly, was "Enter the void and become wind." And in Korra, it's kind of a meme that Zahir just constantly quotes Laghima every time he's on screen. And I mean, it's kind of true, but I find the whole idea of the first airbender learning to fly like an incredible story. And I would definitely be down to see more about Guru Laghima, whether it be a comic in the form of a book or honestly just anything. He's definitely like a Master Yoda or Master Oogway type of character, and I would definitely also be down to see a conversation between him and his era's avatar. But if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, so stick around if you like avatar content, and also let me know down below if you want to see more lore videos like this. Go follow me on TikTok and go check out my other channels, which will all be linked down below. But with all that out of the way, I will see you in the next one. Peace.